The corridor felt endless. The red glow from the previous chamber faded behind me until it became nothing more than a memory, warm, distant, and fading fast, like the final breath of something dying. Ahead stretched a long, narrow hallway swallowed in shadow. Only a pale, cold light drifted along the walls, as if the place generated light not to guide me, but to reveal just enough to keep me moving. My footsteps echoed, but not in the normal way. Each echo sounded slightly heavier, slightly delayed, like something was stepping a fraction of a second behind me. A chill crawled up my spine. Something was wrong. I slowed down. The echoes didn't. They kept walking, right up to the back of my neck. A whisper, not loud but painfully close, slid into my ear. "You're late." I turned sharply and froze. Someone stood barely a few feet away. Someone who shouldn't exist. Me. Same clothes, same hair, same scars, same trembling breath. But there was something wrong with him. His shoulders were slumped, his skin pale, his eyes sunken and flickering as if he hadn't slept in years. His expression wasn't angry or threatening, just exhausted, defeated. He looked like a version of me who had lived through something impossible. "WH, who are you?" I whispered. He huffed a humorless laugh. "You really don't remember." His voice was exactly like mine, but softer, frayed at the edges, like every word hurt to speak. "You've been here so many times," he continued. "You always forget. That's why I exist." I shook my head. "This is my first time." His neck twitched, a glitchy stutter of motion. "No, it's just the first time you remember." Before I could respond, the corridor flickered, just for a moment, but long enough to show quick, violent flashes. Me banging on a steel door until my hands bled. Me crying in the middle of a crumbling room. Me pushing my fingers into my ears, screaming, trying not to hear something. Me being dragged into darkness by something with too many arms. Me walking through the same hallway, but older, bruised, half-broken. The last flash showed my face, eyes empty, mouth stitched shut. I stumbled back. My voice cracked. What was that?" He didn't step forward, but the shadows around him did. "Memories," he whispered. "Mine. Yours. All the versions of you that came before. All the ones who didn't make it." My heart dropped into my stomach. "So you're what? A memory?" He shook his head slowly. "I'm your echo. The version of you who survives every failure." The corridor creaked like metal under pressure. A cold wind rushed past, though there was no source. The air vibrated with something unseen, something powerful. My echo leaned closer. "Every time you fail the 9th door, you're reset." And I stay behind to remember every failure. My hand shook uncontrollably. "Why?" He looked at me with an expression I couldn't read. "Because the door is choosing." A low hum began building inside the walls, like a heartbeat echoing through concrete. I swallowed hard. "Choosing what?" His voice cracked when he answered. "Which version of you deserves to leave?" The lights above flickered violently. Suddenly his posture broke, his body bending unnaturally, twitching as if strings were pulling him in all directions. His limbs stretched for a moment, then snapped back. He wheezed. "Something's wrong." The corridor began to warp, stretching like taffy, walls spiraling into patterns I couldn't understand. A pressure built in my skull, like reality itself was compressing. My echo clutched his head and screamed, not out of pain, but out of fear. "Run!" I didn't think. I ran. Shadows on the walls peeled off and began following me like distorted silhouettes. My own echo's footsteps multiplied behind me, one pair, then two, then four, until it sounded like an army chasing me. The floor cracked beneath my feet, every step echoing like an earthquake. Up ahead, a door materialized out of nothing. Not glowing red, not black, not white, but gray, a soft, pulsing, paradoxical gray that felt alive. The echo door. My echo's voice chased me down the corridor. "Don't open it." I ignored him. The footsteps got louder, closer, faster. As I approached the door, the air thickened. My hands felt heavy, like invisible hands were trying to pull me backward. Just inches from the handle, time stretched, my breaths long and distorted. A voice, gentle but ancient, spoke from behind the door. Only the true one may enter. I froze. Behind me, my echo whispered, quiet, desperate, "Please, don't choose yourself." I turned slightly. His eyes weren't cold anymore. They were terrified. For the first time, I understood something. He wanted to live. My fingers touched the handle. The corridor fell silent. The last thing I heard before the door unlocked was my echo whispering one final, broken plea. "Don't let me die again." And episode 13 ends here.